Carson County, Texas. Shawn Holcomb's trial brief. Respondent Shawn Holcomb files this trial brief in support of his request to enter proposed orders. Factual background 1. On October 27, 2020, the court conducted a temporary hearing whereby the judge announced a ruling in which the visitation between Jesse Bailey and the child was suspended temporarily and therapeutic visitation was ordered. The court ordered that if the children's counselor, David Wood, could do the therapeutic visits, that the visitation would be done through him. If Mr. Wood was unable to do the therapeutic visits, the parties were to agree on a counselor, or the court would decide on the counselor who would do the therapeutic visits. It was Mr. Holcomb's understanding that he was supposed to set up the visits with the counselor who was chosen. Petitioner's trial brief, page 2 of 6-2. October 27, 2020, Jesse Bailey scheduled therapeutic visitation through David Wood, who had agreed to do the therapeutic visitation in addition to the counseling sessions for the child haven. 3. October 29, 2020, the child attended a therapy session with David Wood. 4. November 3, 2020, the child attended a group therapeutic visit at David Wood's office. Jesse Bailey was also in attendance. At this session, David Wood had to remove the child from the visit due to statements being made by Jesse Bailey. 5. November 5, 2020, the child attended a therapy session with David Wood. 6. November 11, 2020, the child attended a group therapeutic visit at David Wood's office. Jesse Bailey was also in attendance. 7. November 12, 2020, the child attended a therapy session with David Wood. 8. November 12, 2020, Shawn Holcomb's counsel received a call from David Wood. Mr. Wood asked if there was a set number of therapeutic visits that were ordered by the court for each month. Counsel informed Mr. Wood that she believed the judge left the number of visits up to the counselor's discretion. The counselor said that he believed 2 therapeutic visits along with 2 individual counseling sessions were appropriate for the child. The counselor asked that if possible, he would like it if Mr. Holcomb was the only one ordered to schedule the visits as to avoid conflicts with his calendar. 9. November 16, 2020, a therapeutic visit was scheduled through telehealth due to COVID-19 concerns at Mr. Wood's office. Unfortunately, telehealth petitioner's trial brief, page 3 of 6, does not allow for more than 2 remote locations, and only Jesse Bailey was able to meet with David Wood. The child was on standby to talk to David Wood and Jesse Bailey if needed. 10. November 23, 27, and 30th sessions were set for group therapeutic visits. However, David Wood's office had to close that week due to a death of one of the counselors in his office from COVID-19. Moreover, there were still issues with not being able to have 3 parties on a telehealth conference. Jesse Bailey also demanded that the child come to her house to take part in the telehealth visits. 11. November 19, 2020, Shawn Holcomb's counsel tested positive with COVID-19 and had to take leave due to illness. 12. December 6, 2020, Shawn Holcomb's counsel sent proposed orders over to Jesse Bailey's counsel. No response to the proposed orders. 13. December 8, 2020, session was set for group therapeutic visit through telehealth. Haven was available but was told by David Wood that visit could not take place via telehealth because 3 parties could not be on at one time from different locations. 14. December 8, 2020, Shawn Holcomb's counsel sent an email to Jesse Bailey's counsel informing counsel of the inability to do telehealth remotely from 3 different locations, offered to have Ms. Bailey go to Mr. Holcomb's home for the therapeutic visits via telehealth. No response. 15. December 15, 2020, Haven attended individual counseling with David Wood. Petitioner's trial brief, page 4 of 616. December 18, 2020, counsel for Shawn Holcomb received a call from David Wood in which he said that Jesse Bailey had sent him an email in which she told him that she wanted to cancel all visits. According to Mr. Wood, the email stated that Jesse felt that everyone was working against her and that she wanted to give up. Counsel sent a follow-up email to Jesse Bailey's counsel to determine the status of signing the temporary orders and of the cancellation of appointments by Ms. Bailey. Counsel for Ms. Bailey said that he would get back to Ms. O'Brien. 17. December 21, 2020, Mr. Huckabee sent an email to Ms. O'Brien stating that his client had chosen a new counselor and that there would be weekly in-person therapeutic sessions. Ms. O'Brien responded back that the parties were either to agree to the counselor or have one court appointed. When asked, Ms. O'Brien was given the name of Shelby Sewell as the counselor who Ms. Bailey had chosen. Ms. O'Brien checked with her client to see whether he agreed with the counselor that Ms. Bailey had chosen on her own. Mr. Holcomb was not in agreement as he believed that the counselor had previously counseled Ms. Bailey. Ms. O'Brien informed Mr. Huckabee of the conflict and gave Mr. Huckabee several names of counselors she suggested. Ms. O'Brien also revised the temporary orders to allow for a new counselor to be agreed to and emailed the new orders to Mr. Huckabee. No response to the new proposed orders was made. 18. December 23, 2020, group therapeutic session was cancelled by Ms. Bailey. Petitioner's trial brief page 5 of 619. December 23, 2020 Mr. Huckabee set a hearing without coordinating the date with Ms. O'Brien. Ms. O'Brien requested to know what the hearing was about and what issues opposing counsel had with the proposed temporary orders she had sent over. Mr. Huckabee then sent over the items that he disagreed with. 20. December 22, 2020 group therapeutic session was cancelled by Ms. Bailey. 21. December 29, 2020 Haven attended individual counseling session with David Wood. 22. January 4, 2021 Ms. O'Brien sent amended orders to Mr. Huckabee to try to resolve the case. No response. Argument Shawn Holcomb asks the court to enter the temporary orders that were prepared by his counsel for the following reason: that the proposed orders accurately reflect the court's ruling. Respectfully submitted. Law Office of Bridget R. O'Brien.